enthusiast, Jim from Grassroots Piano. Today it is again C blues scale, but with more improvisation. This video is going to be in 4 to 5 parts. The first one is just a quick review of the C scale, but if this is brand new to you, the C blues scale I meant, if this is brand new to you, you're going to check out this video because it will set you up for success, because I like to teach in a stepwise motion. It's very tricky on YouTube. Learners kind of go everywhere and then they might hit the wall of frustration. We don't want that as piano music educators. The next thing is we are going to review our jam ingredients, because it's pretty tricky to improvise if you've been just looking at sheet music and then this is taken away and you're not sure what to do. So it is very normal to have riffs or licks and to quote melodies and things to grasp for. And then through time, through playing, you can start kind of growing from certain ideas and themes and making up your own on the spot. But you got to be kind to yourself. It takes some time. And that's exactly what music learning is about. It takes time. You have to be patient and enjoy thy process. I'm looking at my little lesson plan sheet here so I stay on task. The other one is after the jam ingredients, we're gonna go and do a little improv playing and keep it really simple. And you can apply this exercise even as a extended warm-up or like a rhythm internalization activity, what have you. The third is the C blues structure, which I'm gonna go over the C 12 bar blues, and all of this is gonna be swung kind of in jazz form. And then I have a demonstration on what I'm doing, and when I demonstrate, I'm really trying to hone in on what I've been teaching and speaking about so you can grasp some ideas. But let me know in the comments if this is something you're trying to do. I know I met a few people earlier this week that play standard repertoire, but they're excited to get into this, which is exciting. This is more of my strong point, I guess, the creative palette of colors. All right, excuse me, I just need a little coffee because, you know, we're gonna do a little warm up, our C and G. This is my middle C, and you can experiment. When it's low, it gets heavy fast. The first warm up I'm gonna do is just C blues, quarter notes, get a little blood flow in the hands. Now I'll try swinging eighth notes. All right, now I'm gonna slow it down a little bit. Ingredient 1 is kind of what we just did. We're gonna do downbeats. And you can experiment with articulation, dynamics, all that stuff, or you could just be a perfect student and just play notes, but I prefer to try to play music. Now upbeats. 1. I improvise. All right, I'll behave. Sorry. Another one. Oh, doubles. I had a student a while ago mention to me, when you do improvise, do you have to always just do the whole scale? Definitely not. In fact, I believe when I demonstrate, I just do 2 or 3 notes. We're just trying to extend. Speaking of, though, this kind of ingredient warm-up, you want to try left hand up here, and then you want to try perhaps octaves. So we did, I wrote down a new pattern I want to show everyone, but this one is going to be, you know, how triplets, so notice I slowed it down. I slowed it down because we're now putting 3 eighth notes into a beat. And if you don't slow it down, and if you're new at this, it might go, that was okay, Jim. I'm trying to give an example as a teacher. If you make a mistake, let's see. You might go like, yeah, your hands are a little not sure what's going on. So 1, pineapple, pineapple. And I am playing the left hand kind of dry and staccato just so you can feel the beat. And I'm not using the pedal because I don't want us to cheat. I like the rhyme, oh my gosh. But we want to make sure that we're really honing in and being accountable in what we're doing. So the ingredients we've been using is we worked with the downs, we did the ups, we did the doubles, and we did the pineapples. Another one that I just thought of, I have a drumming background too, is playing the ride cymbal pattern. Like the jazz basic ride cymbal pattern in the right hand. So can take it or leave it, whatever you like. All right, now this is a fun one. This is section 2. We're gonna still stay on C and G, but now it's time to improvise. And I wanna bring up a new topic here. I don't think I wrote it down, but it's gonna be, I did. It's gonna be the toolbox, which means is we're gonna repeat an idea, and perhaps leave space. One of the common things that people do when they start to improvise is they will speak or play too much because they feel like they need to be, getting the job done. And sometimes a lot of people learn a lot of notes, but believe it or not, it's sometimes the truth is not only in the music, but it's between your phrases too. It's the space that you create. Remember, you got a left hand going too. So it's just how I'm speaking. There's a little pause and all that stuff. And then I rudely drink coffee in front of everyone. A friend of mine said, if someone loses subs because you're drinking coffee, then don't worry about it. All right, so this is really fun. I'm gonna basically try to repeat and think of ingredients. And by the way, if you like something, just play that a lot. Review it. Here we go. This is so important because you're just honing in on the right hand to speak a little bit and the left hand keeping the groove, the beat together. You're not worried about getting the whole 12 bars blue form down. You're just getting comfortable. Now, what might happen if you haven't practiced the ingredients yet or you don't know the scale that well, you might kind of freeze up. You might try something, go, and see how you speed up. That is very normal. It's a rite of passage. And a great mentor of mine years ago, Bobby Bradford, you could put his name into Wikipedia, amazing jazz trumpet player. Hang with it. Just hang with it. You got to be in the moment and just keep playing. So. And by the way, if you're a little hesitant, you get better by doing, and record yourself a little bit. Listen back. Don't beat yourself up. Just see what you need to improve on. Little special power tips go a long way, at least for me. So we have the ingredients down. Here's the big moment of today's lesson is the C blues 12 bar form, and it's 12 bars, and we're using just the primary chords in C. And because this is for newer learners, we're not really going to talk about the C7 or F7. A lot of you might know about that. That's going to creep up in one of these video lessons soon. But primary chords is also what I talk about in my course. Little shameless plug there. But we're going to have the C chord for 4 bars. And then bar 5 and 6, we're going to have the F chord. But we're going to play it in the left hand like this. We'll start low. Okay, 4 bars of that. And then we're going to go here. And that's on bar 5 and 6. And we back to C. I'll play it so you can feel it. And then we have the G chord. We have the G to the F and to the C. And then on the 12th bar, we go to G. You'll see the chart in front of you, which will help. So we're in 4/4 time, and those letters are the chords that we're playing. So I'll just demonstrate, and I'll do a very basic accompaniment pattern known in jazz, a comping pattern like this. 3rd bar. So I'm just playing some of the chords and dancing a little bit with rhythm. That is really good to get into. And I'm making it very simple right now. So you can do just the root and third on the C. And then you can do the root and third on F and A. I think I went down here. But you can experiment a little bit. This video lesson is for us to get the form down and get a little soloing, which I'm gonna do now. And I'm gonna try it nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. right, so let's talk about that. I was speeding up a little bit just to make it flow, but one of the things I did is more of a toolbox idea because I'm trying to get into the mindset of a newer person doing this, and it's very normal to get nervous, and it's also kind of I don't know if it's insecurity based, but when we're playing really simple, like, we don't feel like we're doing much. But playing simple allows us to breathe, allows us to keep time, allows us to keep the form. And some of the best musicians, jazz pianists out there can play really simple and make it groove. And then obviously they can do everything else under the sun, or blues pianists. But what really gets things going is if your foot's tapping and you're sounding good. So that was an example of playing kind of repetitious and repeating. But I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to leave more space. Here I go. 3 and... So there, definitely some space. I liked it better. It was more lyrical. It was moving, but not so busy. And also, I didn't even mean to do it, but it happened where I did the doubles. A little ingredient action there. So that's fun. Now, one of the things to look out for, if this is too much, some learners will just break it down and just play the first like bar 4 and 5 and 6 to see if they can get to the F chord. So maybe no one saw that. So what I did there as demonstrating as a student, I kind of hesitated and then I had some rhythm issues. So what's happening is you might need to go back to some of these basic exercises and also maybe just think about 2, 3 notes, 4 notes. Don't think about too much. So you got to work in parameters. And this is not just me saying this. This is what a lot of educators that have been in the teaching trenches for a while. I'll try it again. This time I'm just going to use a few notes. 3, 4. What sounded better? I think this one because it was in time and it had a phrase and then the phrase pause, not the tempo, and then I went to the next one. All right, what you'll notice on the play along, I'm playing a little drums as they give it some color, and then giving some ideas, tripping on myself, trying to go through some stuff. But I didn't mention this at the beginning, so I'll mention it now. So if you're liking jazz, bluesy piano stuff, you could also hit the like button. That's my hint. All right, so next time it's going to be interactive, where I'm going to play... You're going to solo as I accompany it. And another thing I'm going to show next time is this blues bass line. Just at a glance. You can get nervous when you start to play with a track and get overwhelmed, not looking at any music. So we're gonna really just try to dial it in. I'm gonna demonstrate like I'm a new learner at this. Don't know if I'll leave that in there. Hopefully some of the examples made sense. I had a lot of fun. I really tried to dial it back. One of the things you can practice is that feel on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. Really important. One of the things when you do this, it's a whole different musical mindset. You're creating sound from here, and it sounds, you just want to hang with it. You want to go for it and create. You're not wasting time if you trip over yourself. Know your parameters and experiment. It's such a wonderful way to break up your traditional practicing. You can hear my son whistling right now. That's okay. And I'm going to let everybody know that I'm going to do more of this, usually in the summertime. Not everyone's checking out videos and all that, but I'm more than happy to keep doing this, especially if you hit the like button. Okay, bye-bye.